Good morning, distance learners. Today we have two goals. We're going to continue working on our project, and I also want you to continue studying for your quiz on Friday. You filled out the study guide yesterday, so be sure to make flashcards on the study guide, to read the study guide, to study it with a family member or a friend leading up to our test on Friday. That is your only homework this week, is to be studying for that test, okay? Today is kind of a funny holiday. It's National Be Bold and Be Free Day. So, of course, naturally, I put a picture of The Rock, who is the coolest bald person I know. If you know a cool bald person, tell me who they are on LMS on the class wall. Today we're going to be writing our paragraphs because for our project we need to write 4 paragraphs, 1 paragraph for each of those cultural traits that we researched yesterday. So yesterday we were copying and pasting information into our brainstorm chart. But today we're going to start writing our paragraphs, and we have to write our paragraphs in our own words. So how do you put research in your own words? Well, there's a couple words that we use to help us paraphrase, to help us rewrite research in our own words. And they are reword, rearrange, realize, and recheck. So the first helpful hint in writing something in your own words is to change the words. Replace the words and phrases with different words and phrases that mean the same thing. The second helpful hint is to rearrange the sentence. Change the sentence around. And then realize means to realize that some words cannot be changed. Very important facts cannot be changed. They have to stay the same to keep the meaning of the sentence. And then go back and recheck your writing and make sure your writing makes sense since you changed it up a bit. Let me show you an example. So this would be a paragraph that I copied and pasted from a resource. It says, ancient Mesopotamia covered an area that was about 300 miles long and about 150 miles wide. The villages, towns, and cities in ancient Mesopotamia were built between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. These two rivers flowed into the Persian Gulf. With all this water, it's no wonder the ancient Mesopotamians invented the first sailboat. I want to take this paragraph and I need to write it in my own words. So the first thing I would suggest doing on your brainstorm chart is going through each of the paragraphs that you copied and pasted and highlighting the important things. Highlight the main ideas of the sentence and words and phrases that you cannot change, things that are super important about the sentence. In this paragraph, I would say the fact that Mesopotamia is 300 miles long and 150 miles wide, those are facts I cannot change because they are important facts, and I want to keep them in my rewording. Mesopotamia is built between these rivers, the rivers flow into the Persian Gulf, and they invented the sailboat. These are things I want to keep in my rewording. So as I reword, I'm going to remember the strategies. Reword, rearrange, realize, and recheck. The first sentence says, ancient Mesopotamia covered an area that was about 300 miles long and 150 miles wide. I want to keep the yellow in my sentence, but I need to rearrange the sentence and reword some of the sentence. So I wrote, ancient Mesopotamia was a large place. Do you see how I changed this phrase, covered an area, to it was a large place? It means the same thing, but now I'm writing it in my own words. It was 300 miles long and 150 miles wide. So I still have my important facts. The next sentence, the villages, towns, and cities in ancient Mesopotamia were built between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. I'm going to change these words, this phrase, to just buildings. The buildings there were located between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. So I still have the important facts, the main detail in there, but I changed the sentence and some words. These two rivers flowed into the Persian Gulf. So now I'm going to take this phrase and change it into just rivers ran into. The rivers ran into the Persian Gulf. I still have my important fact and I changed some words around. And then with all this water, it's no wonder the ancient Mesopotamians invented the first sailboat. I'm going to change this sentence around and say the Mesopotamians invented the sailboat to travel on the waters. So I changed up the phrasing just a little bit. Now I already have 4 sentences and I only need 5 to 8 for my paragraph. and I already have 4, so I'm almost done. I would just need to find a little bit more research. And if you read my paragraph together, I'm going to make sure that I recheck it to make sure my paragraph makes sense. It sounds pretty good. It says ancient Mesopotamia was a large place. It was 300 miles long and 150 miles wide. The buildings there were located between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. The rivers ran into the Persian Gulf. The Mesopotamians invented the sailboat to travel on the waters. Not bad. Today, your only goal is to write your paragraphs. I would suggest writing your paragraphs either on a piece of paper or typing them up. Tomorrow we're going to take our paragraphs and the pictures we found and the resources we found yesterday and put it all onto our project. We're going to create our project tomorrow. So today, write your paragraphs. I hope you have a wonderful day.